There's a campaign that's being coordinated by Student Action for Refugees and the National Union of Students, which is asking universities to give asylum seekers scholarships, bursaries and other awards, and in that way allow asylum seekers to have access to higher education. I would like to ask what is the Green Party view on that campaign, and also on the exclusion that is inherent in the system, in the setup as it currently stands. And my second question is related again to how there are people who are stuck in Calais or other camps in the north of France who are trying to get to Britain. One of the people who was in Calais but is now in Britain is a man called Abdul Harun. He walked through the Channel Tunnel, was arrested near Folkestone, was put in prison, got refugee status on Christmas Eve, but is now currently facing prosecution under a traffic offense of some sort. I would like to again hear what your views are on that pending prosecution.
To start off with, thank you for telling me about, I hadn't known about the situation with Abdul Harun, that I knew about his getting asylum after coming through the tunnel, but I hadn't heard about the prosecution. I mean, there's a basic problem here in that we're not allowing people legal routes to apply for asylum in Britain, and then we're prosecuting them for getting here illegally, even when they actually have the right to be here. And that's clearly wrong and clearly a problem. And it kind of feeds into another broader issue, which is the whole issue of immigration detention, which is we're actually locking up large numbers of people who come here, many of them whom are seeking asylum, and we are the only country in Western Europe that employs indefinite immigration detention. The only country. Now, I've been outside the Yarlswood Immigration Detention Centre, which is a particularly hideous, of course, privatised and outsourced. It mostly holds women, and one of the campaigns that the people are running is to try and say, let's stop locking up pregnant women. Not a big ask, really, but that's where the campaign is starting. We have indefinite immigration detention. People are locked up. Randomly, they're suddenly snatched. They're locked up for weeks or months. And sometimes they're just as suddenly released. No reasons given, no explanation. People not charged with any crime. And the whole issue of immigration detention is an absolute disgrace. And when it comes to the, penalising, trying to criminalise people who come here because we didn't give them any other route, that's clearly unacceptable. In terms of the universities, I think that's a really excellent scheme. Lots of the people who are fleeing Syria in particular, but also Iraq and Afghanistan, they've got qualifications, they've got experience. One of the guys I met in Calais, the first time I went there in November, was a Sudanese man who just wanted to finish the last year of his science degree and get on and create a life for himself. Spoke, impeccable English, would be a real asset to our society. That's the kind of person we're leaving trapped in limbo for years and years and years.